The first images from Haiti are confirming the world's worst fears. The damage there is complete and the carnage is expansive.
To the strongest earthquake to hit the country in over 200 years.
With so many people displaced and so many people already suffering, the temperature is expected to approach 100 degrees.
The death toll could range from 100,000 to 500,000.
Another haunting scene shows a worker trying to escape the building as lights flash all around before he disappears in a cloud of debris.
We went to Haiti as part of a mission trip. Toward the end of October, there were 7 of us all together. We went there to help rebuild, to help teach, to help show them and work with them, and help rebuild 2 churches that were totally demolished. When I got there, I was not expecting what I saw. No, there was no way. I never experienced anything like this. Even in all my mission trips, I have never seen anything like this.
Known for decaying infrastructure, poor healthcare, one of the highest infant mortality rates in the world, along with being perhaps the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, the country continues to shake as aftershocks, including many 4 and 5s, are causing even more damage.
My house is like, I thought the house was going to fall. Here is another one. It's shaking again, Sergey.
The first reaction was you couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. It's just something I'll never forget. It's something that moves you so desperately, and you want to help the people so badly. There's no way to describe it, Port-au-Prince, except for rubble. It is rubble. Most of it still isn't cleaned up. Some of the main streets that are left. They only know one way to do it. There are no building permits required, there are no inspections, and that's why there was so much devastation in the country. The houses are built of block, and each floor above them is just about a 12-inch solid pour of concrete. So when the block shook, the concrete came down, all the floors came down like pancakes. And there are still people in the city, remains in the city, between these floors, all over there, all over. But they haven't gotten to be cleaned up yet, all of it. And so the city is just, it's the smell, just from what has happened, what is still going on. There's garbage all over the city, and they have no Tuesday, Thursday garbage pickup. It's just burned in the streets, plastics, styrofoam, everything. But every 500 yards there was a pile of garbage, about a story high or so, and every so often they'd light one on fire. Yeah, that's how they get rid of their garbage. They never had electric in most of the places. They never had bathrooms. So they would go behind a building or what have you. Now that all the buildings are gone, people have nowhere else to go. They just go in the streets. It was something I've never seen before. I've been on a lot of mission trips to third world countries, and nothing has affected me like this, what I saw. Haiti is not a third world country, it's a fourth world country. The people who were poor to begin with have so much less now. They're just fighting to survive and live day to day. You just want to give them anything you can, but you're told not to, because so many of the people will take what you have and not use it properly. They won't work if you continue to give them things. Most of the people were extremely friendly. They want our help. They were so loving and caring. The worst part was seeing the people on crutches, the people with missing legs, a man with his arm and one leg gone from the earthquake. It was really hard. It was really hard to see all that. And it's not like you saw one every once in a while. The people that survived were just, it was rough. There was a lot of injured people. Everywhere you went, whether you were walking or driving in a car, small children would come up. If you were driving in a car, they'd come running right up to the car, hang on the door of the car, and beg, and please, sir, we have no parents, we have nowhere to go, we live in a tent, we have no one to watch us. There's so many homeless children that aren't being dealt with. But you're looking at a country that was so poor that is now so worse off in total devastation. When we left on October 31st, there were over 900 people already dead from cholera in the city. The best part of the trip, or the happiest part of the trip, was not only helping and teaching, but to see the children, school children. They were wonderful. They are so happy. There isn't any schooling per se. The schools were at the churches. Some were outside with just benches. Another one was inside with a covered tarp ceiling. But the kids were so happy and just loved seeing us and horsing around with us. And they rarely spoke English. Hardly any of them spoke English. But we communicated with all of them. We played with them, we teased them, we chased them around. They were wonderful. They're happy children. Every time I go on a missions trip, I try to bring a little American culture to that area. These kids here, when you came to work in the morning, they'd all come running out of school and they'd be going, bonjour, bonjour, and I quickly corrected them and told them that in America it's Bon Jovi. And by the time I left, I had quite a few of them saying Bon Jovi, so that was fun. But their hearts are just wonderful. I can't say enough about mission trips. Every time I go on one, I'm given more than I ever give. God gives you more. There's no way you can compare what you take back with what little it cost you of your time and of your money and of your skills to take with you. It's a shot of reality in the arm. It's always been. This was the biggest. God and I had a wrestling match. My heart was moved so much I was up all night with him. And you've got to go. You've got to go on a mission trip. It'll change your life. This one here, I'll never be the same after seeing this. It's something you will never understand unless you go.